Hey guys, so this is the tutorial to show how to use Avery Design and Print Online and their DVD cover and spine label and DVD label that goes directly onto the DVD. How to use their templates to basically design a cover. So you're going to have two best friends, and that is going to be a printed out checklist with Microsoft Word and a printed out template with the DVD cover and DVD label. And just so that you don't jump and say, wait, what's this Hardy Boys thing? Well, basically, if I design a cover for Drizzle Mill, I basically defeated the purpose of giving leadership and defeated the purpose of having you guys make a cover for me. So I decided that I would just do an example for the Hardy Boys book series. So back to the Avery Design and Print Online. When on the project workday, when you're assigned to a computer, which is going to be computer number 2, it's going to be a laptop. I'm gonna log you guys in, and you're going to come to this screen. It's Avery Design and Print Online. There's gonna, you should be able to see my arrow here. At the very top, follow the arrow up. At the very top, there's two ribbons. It says the same thing. One is the DVD case cover with the spine, and another is the DVD label. So we're gonna start with the DVD case cover, and if you follow my arrow over here to the right, it's the sheet navigator. Just basically know that it's going to start out with this piece highlighted, the side on the right, and this is your front cover. And then the side in the middle, that's the spine. Obviously you can click on it, it shows the spine. But the page or the side all the way to the left is the back cover. So just remember, the one on the right is the front cover, the one on the back is the back cover, or I'm sorry, the one on the left is the back cover. And an easy way so that I don't confuse you, I know this isn't rocket science, but just in case I do confuse you because I'm putting a little bit of pressure on you, just know that you're going to start with the front cover, and then you're going to do the back cover, and the front cover is highlighted first. So you don't need to mess around with this sheet navigator or anything like that. So basically, the tools, you can add text box or circular text. In this case, we're just going to add a text box. You can also, let me add text box so it opens up all these other features. And then you have the font here, the font style, the font size, the text color, and how you want to align it to the left, right, or center. We're going to be centering it. And then there's bold, italics, and underline. And then images, you can get them from the Avery gallery or from your own computer, which is this computer. And we're going to get it from my computer. Shapes, you don't need to worry about. Barcodes, we don't need to worry about. Options, show grid, will not print. You're always going to want to show the grid. And arrange, all that stuff, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. And then at the top, undo and redo, just like you would have on a Word document. Cut, copy, paste, and delete, and then the pan tool. So let's start. Oh, and by the way, on the checklist that you're going to get, the cover designing department checklist, you can basically just forget about these first steps all the way down to here. This one that I have highlighted here is the first step you need to start with. The other stuff is just getting to the right page. I still put it on there. You can just ignore that because I'm going to have it already checked off. So design an appealing case cover, DVD label, and spine label by using the template provided, and get your covers approved by myself and save the covers. So I'm going to walk you guys through that right now. So the page that we're going to need to use now would be this PowerPoint page, which is the template. So in my case, I need a title, which would be The Hardy Boys: A Walk Through Time, and in your case, it would be Jerusalem Mill: A Walk Through Time. Okay, so I'm just gonna basically go back, and I already clicked on text. I'll do it again for you guys. So add text box, boom, pops up right there. As you can see, it is already centered. And a tip to see that is to go where it is inserted and count the box. So in this case, you have one big box and a half box over here. And then it's just like finding the median of a set of numbers. You're basically just going to go over here, one box over here of empty space, and then another half box of empty space. And on both sides, that's equal. So you know it's centered. So I'm going to type in The Hardy Boys: A Walk Through Time. And that's still centered. It centers automatically. And then next, we are going to go back and we're going to see that we need a picture. So we're going to go use this arrow and we're going to go to images from Avery Gallery or from my computer, and we're going to click on my computer. And then you look, obviously, pictures, and then you look for what's saved as Hardy Boys pictures, which in your case will be Jerusalem Mill pictures. So that is, we're going to highlight that, we're just going to click on it, and we're going to click open. And then we have all the pictures here. And in your case, for a front cover picture, you're probably going to want to use the grist mill or the Jerusalem Mill sign, whatever is better. I would recommend using the grist mill. In fact, I'm probably going to have you use the grist mill. And in this case, we're going to look for one of the most important. And there's not much, since it's based on a book series, there's not much we can really get. So we're going to use the first book, Book 1, Tower of Treasure. We're going to click open. It's going to pop up. It's going to load. And it's loaded. And then just like you would on a PowerPoint, we have the arrow, but then if you move onto the picture, you can move it around, and it has 4 arrows going in different directions, and you can basically just move that around. So what we're going to do is we're basically just going to make it bigger. It says more on an image, oversized. The scale won't print, so we're going to need to make it a little bit more smaller than that. That looks good. And we're basically just going to align it onto the page. And now here, we're going to need to use the grid to see the size and how it compares to each side with the margin. So we're going to count over here. We have one full box and then another a little bit more than a half box. So we're going to use that one box and a half box on that side, and then that one box and a half box on this side. We're just going to ignore that. And then we're going to make it just a tiny bit bigger. We're going to go one more box down so it doesn't look like it's fat. And we don't want it to make sure it looks really skinny where you can't really read it. And if it says the image is oversized and will not print well, just ignore that because it will print fine. So we're just going to re-look at it. Half box over here, full box over here. And then we're going to need to add another text box. It's going to put it up there at the top. We're just going to click on it where the 4 arrows are moving out. And we're going to move it to the bottom. And let's move it right to the bottom there. It doesn't really matter where at this point. And then if we look over here on the template, we are going to write a short documentary.